Let's talk about Tom Brady though.
Oh
Tom
yeah.
Brady, broadcaster, making $37 million or whatever it is with Fox. He's done this a few weeks now. I'm sure you've listened to some of it and at least have an opinion on kind of the job and how he's doing. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I've only heard little snippets because I mentioned the part about watching the Niners. He hasn't been put on any Niners games. So,
It's like exclusively Cowboys.
yeah, they have him, I don't know, sleeping in Jerry Jones's guest house or who knows what, just following the Cowboys around the country. I've heard a bit. I definitely checked out some of that Browns Cowboys opener, and he sounds constrained to me. I just watched the Niners game with Greg Olsen on, and Brady effectively replaced Greg Olsen. And Olsen, it's just easy, breezy, comfortable, which matters the most. Now, maybe the theme of our podcast will be that the money doesn't come free. We talk about how if you're breaking these stories and you're touting the tight end guru or whatever team you need for whatever, that doesn't come free. Brady wants to own an NFL team or have a piece of the Raiders, and he's subject to all these stipulations about what he can and can't say. And I'm sure he probably rationalized it to himself, as did Fox, of, well, I can work within these confines and still be good. But I don't know if you can. I don't know if you can. I think you have to be comfortable. I don't know if you can just be afraid of stepping on whatever landmine or violating your contract language when you're just trying to be as honest as you can be. You can't go, oh my God, am I criticizing the refs? I don't think when you're listening to, say, Troy Aikman, who's on the lead broadcast crew for ESPN, I don't think people are going, oh my God, he's just breaking down the strategy and the schematics and blowing my mind. I think they just feel like Troy Aikman's real. He's real. He
He's sitting
ripped
next to
some
you
of
on the
these
couch.
players.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got the gravitas of being Troy Aikman, and he will just rip into a team or a player and not care at all about the consequences. And that's one of the reasons, in addition to having great chemistry with his partner, as to why that's perhaps the lead crew right now. And that's Brady can't be comfortable, and that's a cost he assumed by trying to continue to own a piece of a team, and that's where they're all stuck currently.
Yeah, so I'm a little biased on this because I think Greg Olson is one of the best, if not the best. I think he's
Yeah,
incredible. I thought he was
really
good from
good.
day one. So I'm a Giants fan, and a few years ago he was still playing, and he did a broadcast literally while he was still playing. The Panthers were on like a bye week when he did it, and he called the game. And I'm thinking to myself, like, first off, is that Greg Olson? Okay, it's Greg Olson. Then I was like, okay, he's really good at this. He's gonna be really good at this. He turned out to be great at it, and it feels like Tom Brady was probably the only guy that could have taken his job. Like, you're not going to move
Yeah.
someone else laterally to take his job, so he kind of got screwed there. But I'm similar to you where I think that Brady, the first one felt a little awkward. Like, I think most people, if you're objectively speaking, you look at that first one and you're like, not the best, but you kind of write it off a little bit. It's his first one. He'll get better, more reps, etc. And I actually think that I agree with your point around he's like kind of being a little cautious. I think some of that will change just because he's so competitive, where he might throw some of that out of the window and be like, I
Yeah.
don't care. I'm going to do it anyways, because people are obviously giving him that feedback. And it felt like that might have even happened a little bit this last weekend. I don't know if you saw uh, what happened with Baker Mayfield. But Baker Mayfield essentially said something along the lines of, the locker room has changed. It was so uptight and high strung with Tom Brady here. Now I'm
Mm.
relaxing everyone and it's more fun. Guys are enjoying it. And during the middle of the broadcast, I don't know if they asked him about it or if he just brought it up on his own, but he essentially said something along the lines of like, I thought winning championships was fun. If I wanted to have fun, I would
Mm.
take my kids to Disneyland. And like,
Mm.
that was the best moment of his broadcasting career yet,
Yeah.
because we felt like that was Tom Brady rather than saying, oh, they need to stop the run and run the ball. Like, no one gives a shit
Yeah.
about that.
Or it's funny, maybe we're just a negative culture, but when does Chris Collinsworth catch the most hell? It's about the players he praises. That's when people make fun of him for exaggerating some feat of Patrick Mahomes. I think we really do enjoy when these guys get a little bit negative and have an edge. I think you could go too far and we wouldn't like it. But those moments are good, even when it's just revealing a little harshness of how they played, how Tom Brady, I saw there's a snippet where he was saying that, yeah, if a guy dropped the ball a couple times, I would not go back there. And that was something that I was aware of. And that's just interesting. I think it would work, but for these restraints that they've got. I think that he would figure it out. It's just too interesting to hear from Tom Brady. He's Tom Brady. When he's on a podcast, he's great. When he's talking about football and how he sees it, I think that could translate to the broadcast. I just don't think you can do it with one hand tied behind your back, figuratively speaking. And that's the situation that they've got now. So it might just be a situation where he's got to divest or they've got to work out a new deal, because I think the best thing for the NFL is Tom Brady being great on the broadcast, and the owners and their jealousy of Brady perhaps have orchestrated a way to just make his life hard, perhaps as a punishment for all the titles he won at their
But what if
expense.
but what if
Who
Brady
knows?
is only doing the broadcasting deal to be able to do the NFL deal?
I mean, you know more about that than I do. You are more the business expert than
I'm just
I
saying that
am.
the Raiders stake is worth a lot of money. He was reportedly getting it at a
It's
massive
a good point.
discount.
Yeah, he is friends with, Sam Bankman-Fried and might have been leaking a little bit.
Well, I
So,
don't know.
yeah, he
I'm not speculating on what he made or lost. I'm just saying Fox is paying him a lot of money. The roast that
yeah.
Netflix paid him a lot of money. Now we have this Raiders deal coming up here.
Mm.
That might be a way to backdoor himself into some NFL ownership at favorable terms.
It's so depressing in a way, just that Tom Brady has to really sweat it out to get what he wants at this stage in life and can't just be on a beach relaxing. If
Well, the
he can't
Raiders
be the
tried to give
ultimate
it to
winner,
him. They tried to give it to
I
him at like I forget what the percentage was, but it was like
yeah.
an obscene discount where every other owner was like, "That cannot happen," and literally threw a fit. And now he's had to go out and do these other things to be able to purchase it at the price that they want to
Well
give it to him at.
well, I root for that, scrappy underdog Tom Brady to prevail and get his $1 billion and have, a historic, storied broadcasting career. That's what I'm rooting for.